Undoubtedly, Pulwama terror attack was one of the deadliest on our CRPF security forces. The entire country was anguished and demanded strict and effective response to terror outfits and their sponsors. It was clear that the Narendra Modi government wouldn't budge. And immediately after the attacks, the government took tactical steps, both diplomatic and military, to isolate and avenge the Pulwama attacks. So here are detailed steps that the Modi government has taken so far in response to the attack. So India reached out to P5 nations and ensured their unanimous support. So post the Pulwama attacks, India immediately reached out to about 25 countries, which included the big economies like the United States, China, United Kingdom and our old ally Russia. Specific information and evidence were provided to these countries explaining how attacks were originated from terror nation Pakistan and how the state was complicit in providing a safe haven to the terrorists. We urge these countries to stop their support to Pakistan and help India fight the terror. These moves were positively taken by these countries and issued statements condoning the attacks. The United States even stated the right of India to protect its sovereignty and demanded effective action from Pakistan against terror. China, which is considered an ally of Pakistan, issued a neutral statement, which in itself is a big win for India. At the diplomatic level, isolation of Pakistan was complete. Secondly, hiking customs duty, revoking MFN status and appeal to designate Masood Azhar as terrorist. The next logical step was to squeeze Pakistan economically. The Cabinet Committee on Security immediately revoked the most favoured nation status according to Pakistan. The rules of MFN status under the purview of WTO state that as trading partners, we have to treat every signatory as favoured nation while imposing customs duty on goods. The moment the status was removed, India proceeded to impose 200% customs duty on all goods originating from Pakistan. This crippled their exports and immediately news started flowing in about thousands of trucks being lined up near Indo-Pak border. Although not by the government, one more move by patriotic farmers from Jhabua, Madhya Pradesh, crippled Pakistan's economy. They decided out of their own free will to not export tomatoes to the terror exporting nation. The aftermath was high tomato prices in Pakistan, which again led to a bunch of jokes on social media. India made a strong case and appealed to all members of the international community to support listing Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar as a designated terrorist under the 1267 Sanctions Committee of the UN Security Council. Thirdly, security of Separatists revoked and detention orders issued. In the aftermath of Pulwama attack, to tackle the internal enemies, the Modi government swiftly removed security cover enjoyed by separatists in Jammu and Kashmir. As per news reports, about 1,000 police personnel were round the clock deployed to keep Pakistan supporters like Bilal Loon, Hashim Qureshi and Abdul Ghani Bhatt safe. There was a huge public outcry because a lot of taxpayers' money and state resources would get invested. The Modi government took the bold step to take away the security cover, and now these people have to face the music of the problem, which is of their own creation. Furthermore, Omar Farooq, who is chairman of Hariyat, was put under house arrest. Yasin Malik was under detention. The government has issued orders to ban Jamaat-e-Islami, citing their support to terrorist activities in J&K, and arrested 5 of their activists. The government should also be congratulated for keeping Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani under house arrest. This shall ensure that the valley is not under boil because of these elements. Additionally, the Modi government detained 23 men who were sympathizers of Jaish-e-Mohammed. National Investigating Agency, that is NIA, questioned the suspects about the bombing and carried out raids at various places and houses of J&K leaders. Fourthly, airstrikes inside Pakistan. While addressing the nation, Prime Minister himself stated that the government has given a go-ahead to the armed forces to fight terrorism and take necessary action wherever and whenever required after the Pulwama attack.
और मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, यहाँ आशीर्वाद देने के लिए आए हुए मेरे प्यारे भाइयों बहनों, सुरक्षा बलों को लिए आगे की कार्रवाई तय करने के लिए समय क्या हो, स्थान क्या हो, स्वरूप क्या हो, वो सारे फैसले करने के लिए इजाजत दे दी गई है.
Exactly 12 days after the Pulwama attack, 12 Mirage fighter jets of the Indian Air Force used 1000 kg Spice missiles to eliminate approximately 300 terrorists belonging to Jaish-e-Mohammed. The airstrikes were carried out inside Pakistan territory in the VRs with clinical precision. The entire Pakistani defense and intelligence apparatus was caught unawares. The number of terrorists eliminated can be ascertained from the fact that NTRO detected about 300 active telephone connections in the camps which were hit by the IF. The general public in Pakistan was rattled by the offensive airstrikes, and so was the establishment. To display utter flop bravado, the Pakistan Air Force was tasked to retaliate India, and 10 F-16 jets took off from 3 different air bases with a solid plan to destroy military establishments in India. India carried out a non-military anti-terrorism action, and Pakistan resorted to military action. To foil this attack, Sukhoi 30 MKIs and MiG-21 Bisons were immediately deployed. Within a couple of minutes, the PAF had to face our counterparty and they returned to their territory, but not without our MiG-21 Bison getting a lock-on to an F-16. MiG-21 was being flown by Wing Commander Abhinandan, who fired a short-range missile at one of the F-16 and brought it down. Unfortunately, the MiG-21 Bison was shot down and Wing Commander Abhinandan ejected from the jet and landed in the enemy territory. Within the next 48 hours, Pakistan was forced to return the Wing Commander back to India. Pakistani establishment tried very hard to use the captured pilot as a negotiation point, but the same was outrightly rejected by India. Seeing that their ideas aren't working, Pakistan was forced to retreat and hand over our pilot. All these actions, explained in brief, showcase master diplomacy and willingness to take on terrorism and its sponsors, which was lacking in the previous UPA government. It's clear that the army and IAF had the capabilities then as well, but the political will was lacking. IAF has made it clear that the operations are still ongoing. India should stop only after complete elimination of terrorism and its sponsors.